See what's going on?
What's up?
Episode 16. Man, that shit feels so crazy. I remember when I definitely remember when I was doing episode 1. I didn't know what the hell I was really doing. I had the little butterflies. Like, damn, this shit crazy. But then after every episode, you get a whole bunch of comments, concerns, criticisms.
Right.
I see people in the street that I don't know who watch, whether they comment in a section or whether, they don't. They just always tell me like, yo, I think you should do this. I think you need to do that. I appreciate this. I appreciate that. So like, this shit be dope, man. This is a platform for me to come and just voice my opinion and do what the fuck I want to do, say what I want to say. Sometimes I try to not curse as much, but at the end of the day, like, this is me. Like, I'm saying, like, this is who I am. Like, I'm unfiltered, unapologetic. I'm uncommon. Like, I'm Charms. Like, you feel me? You know me from we gonna
get into that later. But I know you from Tryon Park days. Okay. But you want me to tell the people?
We gonna get there.
Okay.
See, with me, it's like, I don't got nothing to hide. I ain't got no shame. I ain't got no blemishes. Like, so it's like, I dig it. Like, we cool. We know each other. Like, I was telling somebody earlier, like, yo, you know Brandy? I said, I know Brandy for like, about 23 years. Like, are you serious? Like you said, we from Tryon Park. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, even though we from Teaneck, we from Tryon Park. Like, you feel me? People from Teaneck like, man, I'm from Botee. Like, you feel me? Or Oregon, we Tryon. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. They changed the name too to some bullshit. We from Tryon. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's when everybody used to be sitting on the steps. Yeah, K-Dog with a radio.
Yep.
Marcus had a radio.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Greg was like, yo, Greg, can I get some water? It's crazy.
Right.
Or Matt Ball with a girl. Yo, we need some water. It's hot as hell out here. It's crazy. So we definitely from Tryon, Teaneck, New Jersey. And Brandy, I appreciate having you. Like, I've seen you flourish. Like definitely. Like, I definitely like seen you flourish. Like, I know you went off to college. Tell these people about yourself. I don't want to, you know what I'm saying? Okay. It's okay to toot your own horn because you work hard.
Yeah, you're right. So, like y'all know, I'm Brandi. I'm from Teaneck. Went to Teaneck High School. I went to Virginia State University to get my bachelor's in mass communications. Then I got my master's in integrated marketing communications from Manhattanville College. That's in New York. And then now I am an author.
I don't think y'all heard that. She is a black woman,
yes.
You know what I'm saying, who has a master's, and she's an author.
Yes.
That's dope.
Yes.
So tell us about your book, because I've seen everybody promote, and even before I knew you was coming, I posted your book. Like,
yes, you've been, and I thank you. You've been going in, so thank you. This is my book. It's called Real Talk, A Conversation from My Heart to Yours. It's a 30-day devotional book.
That's
and we'll get into it, but how I even the book even came about, I wasn't even looking to write a book.
Right.
And one Sunday I was in church, and my minister, he was saying how he saw me writing a book about my transformation. And in my mind, I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll write a book like in 5 years. And that was November of 2017. So then I went to Walmart, I got a notebook, and then I literally started writing. And then by April, I had 34 conversations written or chapters written. And a friend of mine was like, you should just make it like a 30-day devotional. And I was like, So by April, I was like, oh, this is the book that he was talking about. And then I reached out to, also I'm a Delta, so I reached out to my sorority sister who has her own publishing company, BFF Publishing House, who published my book.
That's dope.
And once I reached out to her, things started going like this. So it took, from November until August 31st, it took me 9 months to write, publish, edit, everything, print the book, everything, 9 months.
What was the biggest part, like, when you were writing a book, as far as like getting it like edited, published? Like, what affected you the most? What was your biggest obstacle?
My biggest obstacle was when she told me I needed to reveal more of myself and to become vulnerable. And even writing the book, I was like, oh, what are people gonna say? What are people gonna think? And are people even gonna like the book? but just actually tapping into myself and just being vulnerable. So I give 4 of my own personal testimonies, and I think that was the most difficult part, because there were parts when I was like, nah, I don't want to put that in there. I don't want to put that in. And then after a while, I'm like, this is me. This is who I am, and it is what it is. And then another hard or challenging part was, most of you know me, B Diva. I turn up, and so from going from that aspect to sitting here writing a book that's talking about God, I thought people were gonna look at me and be like, oh, she was just on Instagram or Snapchat taking shots and doing all of this, and then here it is, I'm sitting here talking about God and about a devotional book. So, you know, a lot of people will look at you like kind of crazy. So once I got over that and didn't care what people thought about, like, then it became like a little bit easier.
That's dope. Like, I'm really like, I'm so fascinated because, you know, during my little time that these people sat me down, like, I write hella poetry. So like, I wrote a mass quantity of poems. I wrote like an urban novel. Like, I remember sitting in the cell just writing and writing and writing. And then like people who know, like I talk about writing, like I wrote a book and like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you feel me? Like, why didn't you further it? But it's like, you know, you got so many dreams, aspirations. When you come home, it's like, it's so much different. But I'm so glad that like I get to like physically, mentally, and hopefully spiritually connect with you, like that I can get possibly the push or the assistance, guidance that I need to, you know, to put my work out there. Because I got some like I know there's people who's gonna be able to relate to the poems for what they went through, and then the book is more so like an urban novel. So even though like some of it is slightly fabricated, most of it is like shit that happens like in any urban area. You know, is what's understood need not be said.
Right.
Y'all know what the hell be going on out in any urban area. You know, some areas things just happen more than others.
Right.
So like, I'm just happy to see it. Like, I even spoke with like several female friends and like, yo, I started reading it and I stopped. I liked it, or I finished it. It's dope. And you know, I want to know personally. Now that you got one, what's up with 2? Like, you feel me? Because I know, like, you're pushing yourself with others, but like, yo, like, what are you gonna do next?
Right, and that's the crazy part. Like, so I journal a lot. Like, I have about maybe 5 or 6 journals that I've completed. So I have ideas written, but I just have to center myself and figure out which way I want to go with it. And a lot of people, once this book came out, automatically everybody was like, oh, when the next book? I'm like, well, shoot, can this make a year first? Which it did last Friday.
Dope. Congratulations.
It's my baby turned 1.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So now that this is out and I'm learning the ins and outs of just like promoting myself, promoting the book, things like that, I think now that I made the year, I'll sit down and focus and figure out what I want. I know what the people need, so it's just me getting back into that place where I can write from my heart again.
People are saying congratulations.
Thank you.
On the book you got. You know, love.
Thank you.
You know, they happy for you, man. Like, you know, everybody, I don't know, like, you know, social media got this good old, you know, facade going on. Like, it's hard out here. Like, and anything you want to do is hard. Like, I swear for God and himself and anybody else who's sitting at the table or watching, like, it's hard. Anything you want to do when you first starting off is hard because, you know, you have to have the proper funds to get where you need to go.
It's not even the proper funds because I didn't have the funds.
Okay.
Like, hello.
Because I don't got a dime, so.
Like, hello. Like, I literally had to step out on faith. Like, when she told me how much it cost, I was like, damn, I ain't really got it. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to just do it.
Because ski mask costs $2. We could go get that, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. So, you know what I mean? So, it was just like, I just did it. And it's not, the thing about it is, if you have a vision, God's gonna give you a vision that doesn't match your budget. So no matter what you're gonna do, you're never gonna have it. You know what I mean? Because it's always gonna be bigger than you and bigger than what you want to do. So you may meet somebody. You could tell somebody like, "Yo, I got this novel that I want to put out." You don't know who you're gonna meet. Who'll be like, "You know what? I'm gonna pay for it for you." Just by you telling somebody your story, you may touch that person's heart, and they're gonna be like, "Yo, I'll pay for it for you." And that's usually how it happens. So God will connect you with certain people who can help you to fund, whether it's a book, whether it's your podcast, whatever it is. Where there's a need, it's gonna be met.
So are you a part of any book clubs or anything of that nature?
No, I'm not. I'm part of any book clubs.
Word?
Yeah.
I kind of find that shocking.
Not why?
I mean, ain't that like, I could be wrong, and this is good. This is why I like to ask questions. Like, isn't that a part of like networking, especially you being an African American queen from the area? Like, there must be someone else in the area who writes books or want to sit down and like dissect each page in your book, you know. So like,
you know, but things have just been going so fast, and I've been networking, but I just haven't found a book club or a book group to actually network with. That's something that I can go back home and think about and do research on.
We're gonna start the CHARMScast book club. You know what I'm saying? We just started the CHARMScast book club.
Thank you. You just see exactly how you just helped me. So no, I'll definitely look into that, but nah, I'm not a part of any book clubs.
Shamika, I love you. What's up, man?
Shamika.
This is a positive podcast, and thanks, SB, man. You know, I'm a man of, you know, many mysteries and all that. And like I tell people, it's good to be versatile. You can't just be stuck in one mind frame or one zone. Like right now, like she said, people may see Pray the Impossible,
right?
And then the next day they may see B Diva, and she may be in the club or the bar like shot, like, you know what I'm saying. So there's people who may be like, oh, that's Charms. She's affiliated to this, that, and the third, or he did this, or he did that. But like people, if you actually take the time out and converse with me, because there's no such thing as conversate for you silly motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? But you sit down and converse with me, you're like, oh damn, son really smart. Like, yeah, I know how to articulate myself very well, but you know, it's trials and tribulations. So like that's why I'm using like the shit that I've been through, you know, to put it out there, and hopefully I can like encourage other people to, you know, chase their goals no matter what the fuck they've been through. Because everybody, like I said, everybody going through shit. Everybody went through shit.
You're gonna keep going through something, like, until you die.
Yeah, this shit like trials and tribulations. Like me, like for a little part of my life, like I was in the church, like, you feel me? But as I got older, I started reading. Like it's still certain things that don't make sense to me, like, you feel me? But I read. I read the Bible 3 times, dead eyes. Like, you know what I'm saying? I read the Quran, like, you feel me? So I know what's going on. You know, this, all I can say is whatever religion you're into, whatever you're into, all you gotta do is keep the faith. Everything else is gonna follow. I promise you, it's gonna follow. Cause it be times like people who really converse with me, they know, like, I'm like, man, fuck this shit. I don't want to do this shit no more. I'm about to go back and go do this, like, or go back and go do that. Like, all this, it's insanity. Because they say insanity is doing the same thing over and over and getting the same, you know what I'm saying, expecting the same result to get different, you know what I'm saying? So this is my thing. Like, I'm just happy. Like, I need positivity every now and then because, like, you know what I'm saying? I'll be on some dumb shit still. You know what I'm saying? Dead ass.
But you
so
know what?
Good.
It's a part of your process. Like, you still growing, you still learning, you still maturing. So it's not gonna happen overnight.
Right. I'm walking with faith, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, and this is what I need. Probably if we catch one person who may need this too, you know, it's the faith. It's the faith. You said how many? It's 30. It's a 30-day.
It's a 30-day devotional. So the first conversation is called God Will Show Up and Show Out.
Okay.
So this is the first testimony of my own. Okay. And a little background. I didn't grow up going to church. So you said you grew up in the church. I didn't. So I didn't start going to church on my own until I was 22. I would go to church with my dad, and, you know, here and there. But I never connected with the preacher. I never understood what the message was. Even when I went off to college, I still would just go to church just to say I went to church because that was the thing to do.
Right.
So when I turned 22, one of my best friends, Charisma, she invited me to go to her church. It's called the House of the Lord. It's located in Inglewood. If anybody needs a church, it's a small family church, super dope. So I went to her church, and I immediately connected with her church and with her pastor. So 22. So the conversation, I'm talking about how I just started going to church. I was making probably like $25,000 a year. This was back in like 2007 or 8. And I owed the IRS $3,000.
Oh, and they want theirs.
And they want their money.
They not playing.
What? I was making $100. I was living off $100 until the next paycheck. Living at home, had student loans that was like over $700. Had a car, no car insurance. Where am I getting $3,000 from? So I was at work one day, and I was having a conversation with this girl, and she was around my age at the time too, but she was like heavy into church. So I'm just telling her in conversation. So the next day she came back to work, and she's like, she pulled me in the kitchen and she's like, Brandy, you know, Jesus died on the cross for my sins, and there's nothing that I could do to ever repay him but do this. So she gave me the $3,000. Swear to God.
Do anybody in the comments want to give me 3,000? Because I don't be seeing this shit no more. Give me 3,000, you turn it to 6. I don't see that no more. Somebody give me that.
She gave me the $3,000, and that was my very first testimony. So it's conversations like that that I put in the book just to uplift you. And just to like help build your faith. And then at the end of each conversation, I have a section where it's called Heart to Heart. Mm-hmm. And then I'm asking different questions, and then there's a section for you to take notes in.
I'm going to tell you what. Mm-hmm. So I like interacting. This is by, of course, Shamika.
Okay.
Chapter 7, my favorite devotional.
Oh, that's Shamika's favorite, yes.
Most in black communities need to read this.
Yes, so I can talk about that. So, Conversation 7, like Shamika said, is called Break the Cycle. And even with that, that was one that I had to tap into with myself because, and even with my friends. So there are friends that I know that grew up in a single parent household. Mm-hmm. There are friends that I know who, including myself, even though you grew up with your mother and father, it don't mean your family was picture perfect. So I talk about how, like, you know, if you grew up in a single parent household, then you became a single mom. So it's like, how do I break that cycle? Or it's like, you grew up with your parents, but it's like, they're always arguing and fighting. So then when you get into a relationship, all you know is arguing and fighting. And that's it's so heavy and so deep in the black community, and that thing can go back as far as your grandparents. Like my grandmother, I don't have a grandfather. Like, he passed away, but they were never married. So it's like, how do you break that cycle? You know what I mean? And it's like, so many people don't want to tap into that because everybody is broken. Like, your mom is broken from something that happened to her when she was younger. So you have to look at the experience from when you grew up, like, you know what? No, I'm not going to be a single parent. Or no, I'm not going to be in an abusive relationship. Or no, I'm not going to live paycheck to paycheck. And that's the thing, too. Some people follow in that footsteps, but then there's some people who be like, nah, I don't want to live that way, and I'm going to break the cycle.
Damn. I'm hoping for some gems to start dropping, because that man went over somebody do-rag or one of y'all lace fronts or something. Like, word up. Like, God, damn, that's deep. And I can relate because, you know, like the urban areas, recidivism is a cycle that needs to be broken. As far as, you know, the father may go to jail, so the son, he got to provide for himself or his mother or little brothers, whatever. Mm-hmm. So he out there doing whatever he got to do. Now he end up, and it's the cycle. Damn.
It's a cycle. And then it's like, so now when you have kids, right? Do you want to sit here and be like, I grew up this way. Do I want my child to go that same path? Or it's like, I made certain mistakes in my life. Do I want to show my child the right way to go, or continue to let them do their own thing? So, yeah, that was definitely Shamika's favorite.
Oh my God.
Thank you for reminding me of that one. My favorite one is called, and this is my most vulnerable one, and it's actually the last conversation, and it's called God's Plan. So in God's Plan, I talk about the process of the pain that I went through, and just how I realized that God was using me to do something that was bigger than me. And how I asked God to use me as a vessel, but God was taking things away from me to isolate me, to get me by myself, where I could write this book, where I could tap into that pain and into that hurt, so that the conversations that you read are authentic, it's relatable, and it's genuine. So yeah, that one, and I thought about taking that one. I was like, I'm gonna take it out. Like, I didn't want people to see that side of me, but then again, at the end of the day, it's like, everybody's going through something. Everybody has been hurt. Everybody's been broken. Everybody going through trials and tribulations. So it's like, if you're going to read something from me, you got to be able to say, oh, she went through that too? I can relate to her.
So tell me about something that didn't make the cut. Because, like you said, tell me something that didn't make the cut that could probably reach out to someone that's out there that's watching.
I would say that didn't make the cut because I pretty much talked about it, or if it didn't make the cut in the book, it's on my website, Pray the Impossible. So Pray the Impossible, I write weekly devotional. So there were some conversations that I didn't put in the book that I put on the website. So one of the conversations was the comeback story. And I'm just talking about how like you may have felt defeated. You may feel like nothing's going your way, but then I talk about how like, Jesus rose on the third day, like he was resurrected, he came back, and that's the greatest comeback story ever. So if Jesus can rise in 3 days, you don't think that God's gonna make you come back even better than what happened to you from before? Mm-hmm. So that's one conversation that it was in the book originally, but then I put it on the website.
Dang. You know what's crazy? Charisma just tapped in.
And
you was just talking about it. She just missed it. But the good thing is, this is when I do my quick little promo.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Subscribe to CHARMScast on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? And if you haven't, this will be up tomorrow anyway.
Okay, yes.
Subscribe to CHARMScast on YouTube. So if you missed whatever you did miss, you can catch it tomorrow. Whatever if you got free time when you drive. And I'm about to be on iTunes, so I'm about to take, oh man. God be working, man. I'm telling you. 'Cause just last week I was gonna do some bullshit. I'm telling you. But I'm here and I'm live and I'm kicking. Word up. Charisma says she's very proud of you. She's so proud of you. Aw, ain't that your soror too?
Yes.
Oh, shout out to the Delzes. Delzes for the one time.
She gets me.
Don't come. Hold on. Don't come up here and start crying. Don't do that. Don't.
I'm not.
Hey, yo, everybody, we about to cut this shit off. She about to get all emotional and shit. Hold on.
No, I'm not. I'm not. No, she just.
Don't.
She means a lot. Like that's who I just sat here and told y'all. She the one who invited me to go to church.
I know.
So if it wasn't for her, like God used her to help me to become this person.
And you just spoke about her and she tapped in. That's crazy.
That's God. God be knowing.
You know what I'm saying? Oh man, they getting all emotional. Wait, I think she need a hug or some shit, Riz. I'm telling you, just signed it. As soon as you signed it, she want to start crying. You know what I'm saying? Okay. I'm about to get on my Kirk Franklin shit right quick. You know what I'm saying?
Come on.
Stop. Oh, shit. We about to Billy Rock and stop it. Everything. Word up. Dead ass, though. Yo, you watching Power?
Yes.
A word?
Absolutely.
What else are you watching? Snowfall?
I tried to watch it, but I'm gonna have to try again. I couldn't.
So you seen Power last week?
Did I?
Okay. I need to know because it's a lot of.
Wait, you didn't watch it, or you did? Oh. Okay.
It's Wilson's son. I didn't watch what.
Okay.
I'll just be telling people I'm waiting on the spinoff because I know it's coming. I know Tyreek. You know it's coming.
Yep.
Tyreek is Ghost in the flesh. You know what I'm saying? Even though he did a lot of greasy shit, some shit he got his own reasons for. Some shit I got. You know what I'm saying? I can't justify, but he's his own father's son in the flesh. You feel me? So it's like I'm waiting on the spinoff. He's gonna be the next,
Ghost.
Mr. St. Pat. He did Ghost 2, or 2 Ghost or whatever you want to call him.
Whatever name you gonna come up with.
Ghost X2, whatever you want to call him. But it's funny as hell because I'm sitting here watching this shit, and I'm thinking to myself like, all right, let's just keep going. Tell us what's gonna happen. Like I'm anxious.
Oh, I get anxious. I get nervous every time I watch Power. Every time I'm nervous.
Shit is crazy. Power's alright. You know what I'm saying? But I think if me and you sit down and write some shit, we can get our own little series, some little Bergen County things going on. Of course, it's gonna be dope. Cause you know what?
That's not it.
I'm super ratchet. You a little ratchet. You a little bit more than a little ratchet there.
I'm more refined now. It's still in me. But I'm a little bit more refined now.
Of course, you can get a shirt, SB. For $25, you can get anything you want, baby. Pause. You know what I'm saying? Get you a shirt. You can get SB to go on the back. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Support my hustle, please. Matter of fact, I got a veiled topic. Charisma is funny because I was just conversing with your brother via Instagram earlier, and somebody was like, yo, can I get a such and such a drink or something for discount? So he like, yo, what you think about this? I'm like, that's what's fucked up in majority of black communities. They'll sit there and coattail the man from the Caucasus Mountain who has millions, who sits there and disparages the black community, and go put $1,000 on for a shirt or some jeans or some shoes or whatever, But the black man who y'all knew and y'all grew up with and y'all watched the struggle and trying to be different, selling some shit for 10, 15, 25, 30, 40, $50, whatever, y'all won't go get that. You know what I'm saying? So this is why when I see certain rappers or basketball players or whatever make it to certain pinnacles and then they shun people in their own community, y'all don't know what the fuck they went through. They probably got every right to. Because God, please, y'all know, don't let my black ass get no real money. I'm telling you. Oh my God. I'm telling you, I'm coming through blasting niggerish music with some rosé in the passenger seat. And can't nobody tell me nothing. I don't got a dime for nobody. Dead ass. You know what I'm saying? Dead ass. Dead ass. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it be. You know, this is me regular.
Yeah, I know.
And this is how you could go into your little story, like, you know what I'm saying? You know me, sis, about, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, I
Talk
know.
that shit.
Right, so I remember Charms. I know him as Black Pepper. Okay? He, that's who I knew him as, is Black Pepper. He was definitely a dancer. You know, he was in Turksies. And that's who I know. So I'm getting to know Charms. Yeah. I'm getting to know Charms because I know him from way back in the day.
In the 90s, y'all wasn't outside. I didn't see a lot of y'all at the parks either.
He was outside. He was definitely outside.
And it's about to be cold. So for anytime I see anybody from now on talking about we outside, I'm like, you're stupid because it's cold and it's a whole bunch of good football games, basketball coming soon, a whole bunch of shows. And you know, CHARMScast every Thursday.
Right.
Fuck
and
that
then,
won't be outside
y'all
for.
be in the house too reading this good old 30-day devotional as well.
30 days.
30 days.
You know what I'm saying? And nigga said Black Pepper sound like an exotic dancer. Yo! Hey yo, SB, I'm about to block. Give it up for sexual chocolate.
Oh my God, that is so funny.
Nah, that's crazy. You watch football?
No.
No. Mm-mm. So you had to pick a team. Just pick a team out the hat. Who would you pick? Hey yo, if you see the camera go off because she said the wrong team and I snuck her, I'm telling you.
Back in the day, I used to say the Giants, but I don't think they doing that well now.
They're not, but that's still my team. Keep going.
Okay, so then the Giants.
Oh, I just checked. I'm telling you. Y'all have been saying, yo, this dumbass nigga back in the county. What are you county for? Stupid ass nigga snuck Brandy live on Instagram and called it domestic violence. I was winding up too. Like I said, the Cowboys, some silly shit like that. Greg, you will get blocked expeditiously. I have love for your whole family.
Of course it would be Dallas.
You know what I'm saying? He will get blocked expeditiously. I lost 500 on Michigan halftime. Thanks, Charles. I appreciate you. I said, yo, I got some locks for you this week, SB. I'll see you at FanDuel before I go to work Saturday. You know what I'm saying? That ass. There's a lot going on right now, too. Mm-hmm. I wanted to tap in with some other things, too, before I tap back in with you.
Okay.
So, you know, the school year just started. I don't actually know what city and state it was, but I saw two black kids at that, who did the most noblest thing. There was a kid getting like bullied, made fun of.
Oh, did they give him? Was it because he was wearing like the same outfit every day, and then they gave him
he got some New Balances, a couple sweatsuits and things like that.
Yeah.
I feel like it was so dope, and I feel like the media didn't cover that the way they should have.
Yeah.
But had those two black men committed a crime, their faces would have been plastered across every social media site, every news station. Like, you feel me? So man, I'm telling you, man, don't let me get no money because I'm just going to sit here and support all the black people. I keep telling people I am an entrepreneur, man. Anything that I see that kind of makes sense, that I can get a part of, I'm with it, man. This shit's so quick. You said, no, thank you. I'm with it. Like, I'm so with it, man. It just hurts that they ain't get enough credit. And then, like, last week or the week before, I spoke on a nail salon in Chicago where the Asians were, you know, bad talking African American women, and the guy, I can't believe his name was something Muhammad. He went through and broke their windows. It's like, yo, we're not taking no disrespect, no shorts to the black women in the community. And then they boarded her up. He got out. He bailed out. He go back to the same spot, and there's black women in there supporting the Asian people who's disrespecting, quote unquote, your sister, or just people from your neighborhood. Like, that don't make no sense.
We need to get more black nail salons. We need to have more women, more men. I was reading something, I forgot what I was reading, but it was basically talking about how like Asians, they'll come into our communities because we're gonna be the ones who spend the money in their establishments. But it's like, I don't think we may have the idea, but it goes back to what we were saying before, when we was like how you may not have the money. But that's why we need to just come together as a people where we can support each other, because that's what these other races are doing. They're supporting each other, and that's how they're able to get these businesses. And that's what we need to start doing. But it goes back to breaking the cycle.
Rebuild Black Wall Street. That's all I keep telling people. Like, when I start talking, like, oh, here you go on his Farrakhan.
No, I mean, but we need it.
Like, you gotta rebuild Black Wall Street. Like, there was so much going on, and I think like it can happen any and everywhere. Like I go through all these areas in Bergen County. There's so many stores for lease, for rent. You know what I'm saying? It's just that everybody wants to be a boss. It's okay to sit down, because if you are a boss, true leaders know when to follow. Yep. So you'll sit the fuck back, relax, observe, note things. You know, sit down with your peers and tell them what you agree with, what you don't agree with, and then move forward. But everybody want to have that title, you know what I'm saying? But when shit go wrong and it's that one person to blame, nobody wants to accept that full punishment. So that's just how it be.
Absolutely.
That's just how it be. So you be praying?
Absolutely.
Every day?
Absolutely.
Like once, twice, 3 times?
Throughout the entire day.
Dang.
You know, praying isn't just, praying is just having a conversation with God.
Okay.
So I could be walking to the bathroom and be like, thank you, God, for waking me up. I thank you for this opportunity to speak with Charms. I thank you, Father God, for whoever's watching this CHARMScast. I pray that this word or whatever, what I'm speaking, I pray that it touches somebody. That's a prayer. And I can say that from here, walking to the bathroom. I could be at work, at my desk, sitting here, typing and just thinking and having a conversation with God, letting him give me wisdom.
Are you a part of any prayer groups?
I'm in a couple of different groups.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm in a couple of different.
Because I'm gonna need you to pray for me.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? I got my own stuff I'm going
So
through.
what I do too is, when y'all get the book,
by the way.
So one of the conversations that I talk about is called "How Big Is Your Faith?" So I give the example of how I have a prayer jar, and so in my prayer jar, I basically, who's that?
Somebody says
yes, hey sis, that's my line sister.
Okay.
Yes.
Hey line sis, what's good?
That's my back, as a matter of fact. So I have a prayer jar. So in that prayer jar, I write down the date. You say pray for you. I could say God. I'm not gonna say Charms. I'm say God. I pray that Max gets funding for his CHARMScast so that he can go live and be bigger than life, right?
Right.
I put that prayer in my prayer jar and I go on about my business. You can hit me like, yo, B, let me tell you how I just met somebody and they gave me the money. And I go back to my prayer jar, take the prayer out, and then check and write the date that it happened.
Oh, that's dope.
And I've done that for myself, my family, friends. I have a harvest book that my church gave me. So when people say they need prayers, I write your prayers in that book, and then I pray over it. And I've seen plenty of prayers come to pass off of that.
Damn, that's dope.
It's just the prayer jar is just another way for you to exercise your faith.
Have you ever felt like recently, or whether it be recently or not, have you ever felt that you were losing faith, not only with like, let's just say with your career, with your book, anything like what did you do to get back on track?
I'll tell you, as a matter of fact, today I'm just now feeling better.
Okay.
Literally. And that's just because you can keep praying and praying, and sometimes God tells you no, sometimes God tells you not yet, or sometimes you keep believing and you may feel like you hear God, or you'll read different inspirations where you could see things on Instagram and it'll be like, today God said there's a shift in the atmosphere, you're going to get a breakthrough, and you reading these words and you get encouraged, and then you go to bed, nothing happens. You wake up in the morning, you still praying, nothing happens, and it gets discouraging. So you could be praying for something, and then other people are praying for things as well, but you see things manifesting and happening in their lives, and you start to get discouraged. So I had a moment where I told God, like, I need a moment. So I took my moment where I said, I'm just gonna stand still and not do anything. I just needed a moment. I still thanked him for waking me up, but I needed a moment to gather my thoughts, gather my feelings, get out of my own feelings, and get back together. Because sometimes when you have, it's tiring because you feel like you're under attack. And the enemy is attacking your spirit. It's not even your flesh, it's just your spirit. So you can have a conversation with somebody and somebody start talking down to you. That's the enemy trying to attack you. Like, instead of somebody encouraging you, they're giving you discouraging words. So that's another form of attack. And like when you keep going through that over and over and on top of disappointment, it's like, I want to quit. I can't do this no more. Like, I need a moment. So what I did to just get out of that, I just started reading more devotionals and just praying and then just asking God to just give me the strength to just get my faith back up. And then today I woke up like, all right, I'm ready. Like, what's good?
All right, so I need you. This is what I need you. Oh, you scared?
I'm ready.
All right. I need you to jump on one leg and bark like, nah.
Shut up!
Nah, seriously. All jokes aside, like, I need you like to, because there's people looking at, how do you differentiate your two people?
Oh, B Diva and Pray the Impossible?
You may know how, because there's like a little stigma, like people who be like, oh, I'm not going to church, all they do is talk about people in church. Cool. I'm not arguing that.
Right.
But anywhere you go in life,
you gonna
get talked about. And if they ain't talking about you, you ain't doing shit, and you ain't nobody. You know what I'm saying? So people always feel it's just in the church. It could be at the basketball court, the club.
It's at work.
It's everywhere. Like,
it's in your own family sometimes.
I don't think they heard you.
It's in your own family sometimes. Like, come on.
So it's just funny, like, cause like I said, people be like, oh, Charms is a person who's a part of this and does this, but then there's Maxwell, who's like very intelligent. Like, I'm a really nice person until you get me upset. Then, like, people go 0 to 100. Like, I'm past that. Like, I go 0 to 70,000. Like, you know what I'm saying? In a millisecond. Don't play with me. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I want them to know, like, I'm B Diva, but I'm also Pray the Impossible. Like, it's okay to have two people. It's okay to sit there and enjoy life, and you can still pray. And we're not perfect. Like, everyone is made with slight imperfections, and it's okay to mess up, because you can always go back and ask for
for me, B Diva, I've been B Diva. Well, actually, it used to be Brandy. And then it got shortened to B Diva, and I was that in college back in like 2005. So B Diva is the turn up queen. B Diva's the one going out, the life of the party. When you see me dancing, B Diva been had knees before Meg Thee Stallion. Let's get that clear. All right, I had to make that clear, because if you see, like, B Diva will dip it low, pick it up slow, like, been doing that.
Okay.
Brandy is B Diva. She's the fun, like, always laughing, always like just full of life. Pray the Impossible, or even myself, Brandy. As I'm growing and as I'm maturing and on my spiritual walk, that's the person who you will come to. That's the more serious side of me, I guess. And my friends can tell you, when you come to me with that's one thing I don't play about. If you ask me to pray for you, I'm gonna pray for you. Like, you know how people be like, oh, I'm gonna pray for you and then that's it? No, I'm going to text you the prayer that I'm thinking, so that when you're reading it, we're praying it together and we're in agreement. So that's who I am. I'm the person who, if you need encouragement, I'm gonna give you that encouragement. If you need, be like, yo, B, I need your help with something, I'm there to give you that help. So that's just how I differentiate the two. But also, life, you only get one life, and you are meant to enjoy it to the fullest. You could still go out and have a good time and turn up, but still love God. You know what I mean? And it's like, I'm thankful that I did not grow up in the church. I'm thankful that I found God, or started to have a relationship with God at that age, because I feel like the turn up and all of that is what makes me so relatable to people. Because if I had another title attached to my name, I feel like people wouldn't be able able to approach me. But because they see, oh, Brandy go out, she do this, she do that. It's like, oh, I do that too. So you'll be like, so you be going out. There were times, like when I first started going to church, I would be at the club on Saturday, come to church on Sunday, and my service started at 9 o'clock and be sitting there like this. But I made it.
Okay.
I made it. God still loved me. He still knows my heart. I'm not perfect. I make mistakes every single day. But I try to be a better person every day. So.
I got a question. I seen, so I know a little bit about the Bible. Let me do my math. 66 books, 39.
Oh, see, I can't get all that deep.
Oh, yeah, 39, 27, you know what I'm saying? So in your bio, I believe it said Ephesians.
No, it don't say that.
Hold on, I hate to be wrong. I hate like
no, I tell you what it say.
All right, well tell me.
I tell you what it say.
Please.
So my bio, it's a spiritual friend visor. Is that what you're talking about?
No, I thought it said a scripture. I swear I thought it said a scripture. Huh?
Oh, a scripture?
Yeah.
Oh, Ephesians 3:2?
Yeah, you was about to tell me like that.
Oh, you said an officiant. That's why I said.
Ephesians.
Oh, I was like, no. Oh yeah, Ephesians 3:2. Yes. Yeah. And God is able to do exceedingly and abundantly above all you can ask or even imagine.
Damn. Hold on. Let me type that in because
Ephesians 3:20.
Yeah, I think somebody needs to read that. But I'm gonna tell you what my favorite.
What's your favorite?
So, Philippians 4:13. Why not? And it says, all things are possible.
Absolutely.
Through Christ who strengthens me.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So that goes a long way to a lot of people. Don't let it go of your lace front, your do-rag.
Oh, God.
All things. You know, it's
no,
cool.
Yeah.
All things. You can do anything you want, you know? And it's a lot of, you know what I realized? Like when I was younger, I used to watch people win awards, Grammys, whatever, certain plaques, prizes, nominations, and they used to be like, yeah, man, I did it. Shout out to my producer or shout out to my mother. But they always used to forget, like, you know, that's like Christ working through us. Like, you feel me? We couldn't, like, without him, it couldn't be no way possible.
Absolutely.
You feel me? And that's why a lot of people go through, like, karma and shit. Like, you know, it may not hit automatically, it's gonna hit, you know, because they forget to be thankful.
I learned. So when you purchase your book, I give everybody their own personal message. So my signature at the end is live, love, laugh, and give God all the glory. So as I've been on this journey, I realized that one, you can ask God for something, He gives it to you. And when you're not glorifying Him or giving Him all the glory with that blessing, He will take that away from you. Everything that you do, your gifts, your talents, God gave you those talents. So when you're doing these things, it's like you have to magnify God. You have to give Him all the glory because He's the one who created you. He's the one who He's using you to help other people. So it's like, to your point, like you can see, like so many people, they don't even say, like back in the day, they used to be like, first I want to thank God and then I want to thank my mama. And people stopped doing that. And even in the schools, like people, you know, that's a whole nother story. But regardless of the fact is, you just have to give God all the glory because He deserves it.
So I'm about to take this question and then I'm going to say it to you. Because a lot of people don't know in life, what is your God-given purpose?
My God-given purpose. I found out what my purpose was in 2016. Okay. And in 2016, that's when I realized that I'm an encourager, I'm a helper, I'm a comforter. I give people wisdom, and I always give people advice. And this was just with my close friends. Okay. So that was 2006. So when I started writing the book, that's when I really, 2017, so 2018, I really started to live out my purpose with the book, with Pray the Impossible, with the encouraging words of the day. So that's why I consider myself, that's why I thought you said you saw a title or something. So spiritual friend visor, I term myself that. It's a friend who gives advice based off of godly wisdom. So that's my purpose, to have conversations with people, to just tell people like, yo, I tell people to pray about it. Or I give people advice on what they should do to how to get through a problem or a trial. But it's God is always in the middle of the conversation, or whatever advice I'm giving you, God is always the base.
That's dope.
Thank you.
That's dope. Yeah, we definitely, after this, I'm gonna let y'all know. Definitely ask them to pray for me. I ain't scared, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I ain't scared. And I think Reese needs prayer too. He needs to try to overcome that negative energy.
Yes, you gotta, you know what? Negative energy is also the people, your company you keep, right? And whoever you are connected to, if you feel somebody has negative energy, you
get back, devil.
I rebuke
you. Get back.
No, seriously, and like sometimes with that negative energy, you have to cut some people off, right? Everybody can't go with you to your next level. So if you feel that person got negative energy and it's causing you to have negative energy, you need to get rid of them because they can't go where you about to go.
Hence why I always tell people progression over stagnation. Some people want to do the same thing.
Nah,
niggas want to bring you down.
Bring you down, like no.
They don't want to see you shine.
Or and two, people don't want to see you change, right? People so used to being you one certain way, and then when you change, it's like you switch up. No, I'm not supposed to stay the same. I'm supposed to grow. Now, if you still the same person you were, today is what, September 12th?
Yep.
If you still the same person you were on January 1st, that's a problem.
And it's a couple minutes left in the third quarter, which means next month, well, October's fourth quarter.
Listen,
like, you feel me? For y'all who work in businesses, offices, y'all already know it's 4 quarters.
Fourth quarter.
You know what I'm saying? It's fourth quarter.
Go hard,
so like,
go home.
if you made a New Year's resolution and you haven't even attempted or did anything to work towards it, you're wasting your time.
You wasted 10 months.
Dead ass. Like, I knew last year, I came home from prison October 15th, 2018. They let me out the halfway house at like 9:15 in the morning. Word up. I knew myself. I said, yo, I am going to do a podcast. Like, I'm going to do poetry, motivational speaking. Everything that I said, I spoke it into existence. And y'all can see my black ass is here. Like, you feel me? Like, and I'm still striving. I'm going to get to where I need to be, where I want to be. And I salute people who, like, sit there and encourage me. Like, whether, y'all praise me in public or private, I appreciate it. Because there be times when I be down where, like, faith, like, where I lose faith. And sometimes it takes words from associate, a friend, a co-worker, anybody just be like, yo, Charms, hold your head. Like, oh, I see you doing your thing. That should be meaning a lot to me. I swear. That should be meaning a lot, man. Oh, man, I don't even know. I ain't gonna break down like her, though.
That's not, that one right there, that touched my heart. Y'all don't even know, man. That touched my heart.
That shit crazy. Besides, so we give you a quick little rundown right quick, because we know time ticking. But I want to make sure I get everything off. I always be forgetting mad shit because an hour don't be enough. I swear. But so I'm gonna tell y'all my quick little things that I got going on in my mind right quick. It's a long week for me. I gotta work 7 days this week, and what I do is I utilize my job to fund my goals.
Yep.
I'm gonna repeat that. I utilize my job to fund my goals because I'm not gonna sit here every day and help somebody else get rich, and I'm still sitting here like, you feel me? Shit's crazy. Oh, for y'all, when y'all watching football on Sundays, y'all keep ordering Domino's, Pizza Hut, y'all going to Taco Bell, stomach be all twisted the next day. Support the black people. We got Tiffany out here cooking these good old dinners, you know what I'm saying? Holla at her, support, like this I gotta go back to this local support thing. Go holla at Tiff. She got this good stuff going on. She got some good food, macaroni, cheese, turkey wings. Follow her on Instagram. Even if y'all want to be haters and don't follow her, y'all can DM her. They gonna deliver, either her, she gonna deliver Javon. Support. There's a million people out here doing shit. Support Brandy. Buy the book. Honestly, and we was on our spiritual shit, but I hate the curse. I don't give a fuck if you don't read the book. Just purchase it. Support her. You feel me? Because the money that she gets from you could help her write her next book, to fund what she got going on. There's so many entrepreneurs in here that's going on. Help us out. Like, man, help us out. Dead eyes, please. We got, right now, where I record at, it's a studio. You want to rap, you want to sing, you want to lay down some Jiggy John Blaze shit, you could come here. You want to have an event, I don't care if it's a sip and paint, whatever, you can come here. You want to have a photo shoot, you could come here. You could support these black businesses. Instead, you want to go out to, what's that shit in New York called? Quad or whatever studio and go support them niggas who got money already. Why you don't want to come here? It's local, it's in the hood. It's somebody that's where you from. You feel me? But I ain't gonna go too much on because I ain't gonna beg y'all to support nobody. People, you know what I'm saying? We ain't definitely gonna do that. Shout out to my Giants. We losing, but we gonna turn around. Football Sundays coming up.
They could be the comeback kids. They could come back.
Please. What's going on with CPR training? You said CPR training, you gotta talk to me. We gotta know what's going on. We gotta know what's going on if you want to talk. Tell her to come to the NDouble ACP meeting on Sunday. Is this the one that is located at the Hilton in Hasbrook Heights? We need to know.
Okay, yeah, put the information.
I have his number, so
okay.
I have his number. Yeah, I'm with Ron. You know, any event that I can sit there and you know give my testimony, because that's what I am. I'm a walking testimony. Give my testimony and network. I'm there. I'm definitely there. Oh, you doing CPR training? Where is it? Let us know, because you know, time is money. BLS certifications. Day and time, let us know. But in the meantime, she has a website.
Yes.
Tell them we need to know how they can find you.
So you can find me at Pray the Impossible on Instagram as well as Facebook. My devotional website is called PrayTheImpossible.com. That's where you can purchase the book on Pray the Impossible Instagram page. Every day I post a word of the day, so it's an encouraging word. I also post excerpts from the book to just also encourage you. And yeah, that's where you can find me at.
Yeah, let me type it for them, because some people want PrayTheImpossible.com, right?
Yep, .com.
And that's the same as your Instagram.
Yep. Oh, that's good. They're starting a black business directory. That's good.
That is so dope.
Yeah, that's good.
And Reese, she said you could purchase the book online, Reese.
Yes, online, or you could hit me up, Pray the Impossible on Instagram, and then just DM me, and then I could get it to you that way too.
She outside just like y'all outside. What you mean?
Yeah.
She outside.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thanks, Reese. I hope you do purchase the book too. And when y'all purchase the book, take a picture, tag her in it.
Yup, tag me, post it, continue to spread the word. Yes! Yes, Greg.
That's dope. This is Sparks.
Blue Magic, yes.
Reese gonna get one, Sparks gonna get one.
Thank you.
This is what I'm talking about.
Come on, I got a whole bag sitting over there.
If y'all wasn't coming to buy no books, honestly, we was gonna start threatening niggas like I was gonna go get this.
The books are $15.
American, y'all going to the liquor store. Y'all going to pay $15. You know what I'm saying? Whatever your vices are, you can spend $15.
I promise you, and I'm not even just saying this, because sometimes I sit back and I read the book, and when I open the pages, it's exactly what I need. It's an on-time word. Sometimes I sit back and be like, wow, I wrote that. Like, I forget like the whole process, because I was such in a zone when I was writing it. So then when I actually read it, when I got the book, I was like, wow. And
I'm saying one too. Yo, I need 10% because I'm getting some sales in here. Hey, yo, I don't care if a nickel about gets sold. I want it.
I promise you, like, you will not be disappointed, and I definitely will start the next book. Also, I just want to leave y'all. I don't know, we almost done? What time is it?
You got about I think 5 talk.
Oh, okay. Whatever it is, I know so many people like you. Tawana, so many different people have said they want to write a book, or they started writing a book. Some people think like they don't have the funds to do it. My advice and suggestion is to just write the book. You don't have to, it does not have to be perfect, because Conversation 20 was actually the first conversation that I wrote, and I moved it to Conversation 20. So you're going to be editing, you're going to be like, you know what, I'm going to take this chapter out, put this chapter in. Be vulnerable, because people want to know your story. You don't know who you're going to help. You don't know, there may be somebody who's 15 who's getting ready to make the same mistakes that you made. So by you sharing your story, that's going to help that kid. You know what I mean? And it's like, people don't understand that. So we just got to stop being scared. We just got to step out and do it. And there are people, if y'all are interested in writing a book, contact me. I will help you. I will give you my publisher's information. And I will just continue to help you through your process the same way that she helped me, because I was new to this as well, but I'm here to help people. That's one thing I will do. I don't keep the secret to myself. I'm going to tell you what you need to do. Me personally, I physically like to write, so I needed an actual notebook, so that's what I did. And it doesn't matter. Don't sit here and think like, oh, she wrote her book in 9 months. It may take you 2 years, but it's going to be 2 years worth of experiences, content, and quality. So it's not, what is it? It's not a race, it's a marathon. So you go at your own pace, but make sure you just get your story out because you don't know whose life you may save.
Is there an audiobook for people who be moving around? That's a good question.
So let me tell you. So I started recording the audiobook last year, but I have to re-record it. So I'm getting ready to do that for 2020. So definitely an audiobook.
Be on the lookout. And for you guys that just tapped in, specifically Rel, can you reintroduce yourself one more time?
Okay, so I am Brandi. I am the author of Real Talk, A Conversation from My Heart to Yours. It's a 30-day devotional. I consider myself a spiritual friend advisor, and that's a friend who gives godly advice. And I'm just an encourager. And you can find me at Pray the Impossible on Instagram as well as Facebook.
For y'all who don't know me, you fucked up already. Nah, I appreciate everybody tuning in. You already know this is CHARMScast. If you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe. Follow her on Instagram, like you said, Pretty Impossible. Yeah. If y'all scared to ask her anything on social media, slide in the DM. I know y'all are creeps anyway. Y'all gonna slide in her DM for all this shit like, yo, what's up with you? When can I take you out? Hey, I'm not stopping y'all. Shoot your shot. You know what I'm saying? I'm encouraging y'all to shoot your 3. You know what I'm saying?
Be still waiting for my autograph. You didn't even buy the book. Come on.
Hello. Boom, boom.
Hello, the autograph copy. I got about 5 books on me right now. Hello.
By the way, and if you need to know the address, we giving out location.
I got a couple books with me.
And this is why I record that too. For y'all who don't know, you know what I'm saying? This is Phoenix, Phoenix, Feent. Oh, my bad. FEENX ENT Studios, located on 89 West Palisades Avenue, Inglewood, New Jersey. So if you got time, half y'all ain't doing nothing right now anyway. Probably watching football.
Okay.
Pull up. I'm coming to get 2 once y'all done.
You don't read. Okay, well I got an audio book coming soon, so you'll be able to listen since you say you don't read.
Pull up. Come get a pull up. We right upstairs from Domino's. Like I said, pull up. She active. She's officially a CHARMScast member.
Yeah, I like my shirt. I like my shirt.
And y'all can see the pictures. I put the pictures up the next day. She got Pretty Impossible.
On the back.
You know what I'm saying? What else? You know what I'm saying? It's dope, man. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Support your neighborhood, man.
Yeah,
please, man. Support your neighborhood. Read the book. I'm going to read it and I'm going to let y'all know what I think. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, we uncontrolled, unfiltered, unapologetic. You know what I'm saying? What else? We just us.
And one last thing. It is never too late to find your purpose in life. I don't care if you're in your 30s, your 40s, your 20s. When you find your purpose, go for it. Do whatever it is that you feel God has called you to do or be. Like, we all have gifts and talents, so there may be something that you may really be good at. Like me, I was always having conversations with friends. So my gift is my voice, my conversations, my testimony. So you could be good at with your hands, and you could just start writing, whether it's writing songs or writing a book. Just tap into, you need to just silence yourself, get off the gram, get off Snapchat and all of that stuff. It's okay to be by yourself.
Pornhub, YouPorn, X videos.
It's okay to just take one day and have a moment where you are just sitting by yourself, where you could ask God to show you and to reveal to you your purpose. We're all here for a reason, so it's not too late. Because God will restore the years that you may have felt like you wasted. Trust me, He will speed it up like this, and you will even forget all the 20, 30-something years where you felt like you was out here doing nothing.
Thank you, yo. When y'all see this, when y'all see it,
drop
make sure you drop the gems.
Drop the
She's
gems.
dropping and this shit is free right now.
Free.
Gems. Drop the gems.
Right, because soon, listen, I'm about to start charging real soon.
No, dead ass though.
Y'all better holler at me now.
Call me now for your free gem. Dead ass, man.
Word.
Appreciate y'all. Loving all the time, man. I love y'all, man.
Thank you for having. I'm so thankful that you asked me to be on your show.
I'm so special.
Yes, so special.
Nah, I appreciate you coming, yo. Man, you don't understand, yo. It starts at hometown, you know.
Yeah,
next year, I'm out of here. We ain't doing this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Bergen County stuff no more. So I gotta get the ones that count.
Hello.
Okay?
Okay, hello.
The ones that count.
Hello. Okay.
Beautiful, intelligent, educated.
Okay.
Can you cook?
Yeah, I can cook.
You cook.
I ain't on no like, oh, where I'm serving dinner's cooking, but